Hey everybody, how are you doing? Happy New Year. I have promised myself that a day at a time I'm going to offer you more content here because Patreon has not been very active and I apologize for that. When I post things that have questions, I really would love it if you'd answer the questions though, and I want to get started in Discord, but not very many people have joined. So please join the Discord server and we will start doing some monthly work over there. I think that would be really great. Anyway, today I'd like to show you what it is that I'm doing. I'm working on FamilySearch, and that is sort of my year's dedication. I'm going to be working a bit with MyHeritage too, and the interplay between the two sites, and I'm going to be sharing that information as I go. But I wanted to show you the easiest way that you can possibly work on FamilySearch. So here we go. I'm tapping on Family Tree. This is the app for FamilySearch, and this opens directly up to my tree. So there's my tree. And I go over to the hamburger menu up next to the word pedigree, the 3 lines. I tap it, and there are all these wonderful options. And so I'll take you through what all of them are, and then I'll show you what it is that I am doing. At the bottom, there is memories. It opens up, and this is just upgraded. So it opens up to all of the photos and documents that I have shared. Look at that. The olive is one. That's my only first cousin's daughter. I love that picture. She just turned 1. And then there, of course, is Catherine Bauer's wedding, Lieutenant James McLaughlin. That's my parents. Nevertheless, this was, there's some really, really cool discoveries here. Some of these are my family. Some of them are not. They're for clients or for friends. So this is what I've got. So that's what memories looks like. I'm going to go back to the hamburger menu and, oh, actually, you know what? It opens up this companion app called Memories. So I'm back arrowing. There we go. Now I'm back in. So there are 2 apps. There's the Family Tree app and there's the Memories app. Both are provided by FamilySearch. They are interwoven, so I can invoke one from the other. Anyway, back to the hamburger menu. Now I'm going to go to messages. Messages, there are conversations between me and other people who say, hey, how are we related? What did you do here? And I'm doing the same thing. There's discoveries, and I can't remember how I turned it on. If I can ever remember, I will tell you about it. But it now notifies me whenever there is the anniversary of a birth, a marriage, and I believe a death. I'm not sure about that. Of people in my family going back, I'm thinking 6 generations. Sorry that this continues to dim, but that's the setting that my phone is on. If it doesn't get tapped in 10 seconds, my phone screen dims to save battery power. So that's discoveries here. This is birthdays. So here's Merton Aubrey Bowers, my great-grandfather, and it was a notification about his birthday. Then we have tree notifications. This is a weekly thing, usually, unless there's simply nothing going on. It's a digest, kind of like in a newsletter or something, and I'll show you what the most recent one was. And it tells me about changes that were made to people whom I tapped. I tapped this little star to watch. So when I put a watch on somebody, if somebody makes a change to that person I'm watching, then it tells me here in this little digest email. Unfortunately, these emails don't get forwarded to my regular email. That is a shortcoming in the app. I am going to be hassling FamilySearch about that a bit because they used to notify us on Messenger on Facebook, and now they don't do that anymore. So the only way that you can tell is by logging in every day, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, back to the hamburger menu. Family history activities. I don't use this. There are sort of little games that you can play with your family, but it is kind of fun if you are in quarantine, isolating, or simply just in lockdown, playing it safe, being careful, you need things to do with your family. This is a great place to go and look at those. And there are a lot of different options here, but I don't mess with it myself. It opens up into your browser. So I'm back arrowing and I'm going back to the hamburger menu. So my contributions, this is where I've been deriving my posts recently showing what I'm doing. And I apologize if there is noise in the background, but apparently one of my cats is hungry and is going to try to eat plastic to show me how very hungry she is and how I'm starving her. So this is all contributions that I have ever made to FamilySearch, and it's broken out in a bar graph by year. So you can see that 2012 I had 5, 2013 I had 5, 2014 I had 371, and on and on. Last year was a very active year, 13,790 different contributions, and they're broken out by piece. So adding sources, you can see that that's the thing that I do the most, adding census records and stuff like that. Shukran is trying to steal my glasses. I have to hide them under my covers here because I'm still in bed. It's my day off. Give me a break. And so those sources, whatever they are, census records, birth, marriage, divorce, death, city directories, either things that I add in FamilySearch or that I cross over to FamilySearch from Ancestry, those are all sources. Memories are what opened up before. Photographs, stories, documents, and recordings, audio recordings. And I am not very good at doing that. That's my real weak point. And I intend to exceed my 2018 record of 271 pieces this year. That's my goal. So actually today on my day off, I'm going to be scanning in a lot of photographs. This one is persons. This one I did a pretty good job with last year. I added 1,091 persons. Stop. Sorry, she's eating things still. I'm at a decent start, 94. That's pretty good. It is January 5th, so that's all right. Back to the hamburger menu. The next thing is improve place names. You can do this anytime. This is a thing that you can do that allows you to be participatory in the success of and the cleaning up of FamilySearch. Lots and lots of people complain about how bad FamilySearch is. Well, why complain when you can actually do something about it? Download the Family Tree app, download the Memories app, and get working. This improved place names is really straightforward. I'll show it to you. I've done this before, I know, but we're going to go to review 10 places. I'm going to go just to the United States. I'm going to stay within my brief here, okay? What I know. You tap on review 10 places, and it randomly pulls up these various different. Now, Livingston Talmadge Merchant is a cousin of mine, and I did work on him earlier, so I can see why it pulled this up. But this, you can look at it. It's 1905, and it gives this very intricate district address. Well, you can tell that what that actually is from is a New York State census, because state censuses, when they were provided on the 5s. And so we're going to change the standardization, of this. You go to add a standard place, and it gives you some options. And it's 1905, so we can see that 1898 to the present includes 1905. So it is Manhattan, New York City, New York, United States. Bam. Save it. And then you go to the next one. So then the same thing. It's 1900, and it says precinct and ED. I can't remember if that's educational district. I can't remember what that is, but it's a district. Anyway, that's a way of marking out places on a census record. 1900, it's obviously a 1900 census record. Tap on add a standard place, and then we have the options. We've got Kennemer, Wright, Marshall, Alabama, United States. Okay. I'm actually going to skip this one. You can skip them when you want to, because I don't know well enough what that would be. So, okay, bye-bye. Now we're going to try it again. 1940 census, Portland in Multnomah County, Oregon. Add a standard place, Portland, Multnomah. That's what I'm going for. Simplification. 1900. Okay, here we go. St. Charles, Missouri. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this looks like. There we go. So Osaga or Osage Township. Bam. Save. Next one. Okay, we're going to go add a standard place. This is the 1900 census. Belva and Tomlinson in Scott, Arkansas. I'm not seeing anything that looks right for that. So I'm going to skip it. Standard place, Rville, Tennessee. Oh, fabulous. Oh, that's so helpful. Who knows what that is? There's really no telling unless you go back and actually look at the record, so forget it. Milwaukee, that's an easy one. Add a standard place, Milwaukee. Save it. And then it's gone to the next one. 1860, Northern Division, Randolph, Alabama. Let's see if it's here. Not super comfortable with that, so I'm going to skip that too. So you can decide whether or not you feel comfortable with something, and you do them in batches of 10. Let's give this Milwaukee. Save. And are we not done yet? Are we not done yet? I'd like to be done. Springfield, Clark, Ohio. There you go. Save it. There we go. Done. Now I'm closing out of this. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. So here's the next thing. Going back to the hamburger. Improve place names we've done. Now let's look at Map My Ancestors. This is something that it does. It shows where your ancestors are from, how many of them, where they were born, where they died, all this kind of stuff. If I zoom in on Texas, look at just like there's my great-grandfather. There's my great-great-grandmother where she died. That's where he was born, on. And the more you zoom in, the more you can see who people are in terms of if it shows photos or not. And it shows down here who's who. And that's kind of fun. But it's not really doing anything. And this, relatives around me, you have to be in a room full of other people or around other people who also have this turned on. So it's a little game that you can play when you're gathered with other people who are working in FamilySearch. Otherwise, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And it doesn't do anything for the tree. It's a nice thing, but that's it. In order to locate a person, you can either find them by putting in name and other information. It will pull up likely candidates, or you can find just with an ID number, an FSID, which is an alphanumeric hyphenated code, exclusive, a different one for each person in the world family tree, and you can locate them that way. But again, doesn't do anything to improve the tree. We're getting to a place where you can improve the tree, I promise you. Search historical records. Okay. So we've got contractual obligations. I'll give you a minute to read that. So we can only work with the things that are in the database that's accessible online. But there are some things that are just in affiliate libraries and family history centers. Okay, everybody read that? There we go. Bam. Okay, you can actually search records for a person by putting in data and doing a search. That's fine. Still doesn't build up the tree though. Now, for those who are LDS, all the people for whom you have temple work reserved and the ordinances are ready and you're ready to take them to the temple, they are listed in temple. If you are not a member of the church, this won't exist in your hamburger menu. Okay? So that's cool. Every now and then I come in here and I look to see if there's data missing from any of these people. I just kind of mess around like Mrs. William Hamilton. What is that? That's no good. So one of these days I'm going to hunt her up, figure out what her story is. But let's go back over to the hamburger menu. And now we're going to tasks. Okay, this is where the meat is. Okay, tasks. Now, for people who are LDS, you will see two different kinds of options. You will see people who need to be taken to the temple, and you will see people who need to have records added to them because there are hints, okay? And this downward pointing 3-line triangle on the far right up top of the screen lets you filter. So we're just going to look at hints. Now, the funny part is that I've been working in this so much that there are now no longer any hints showing. there were hundreds. The way that I can make them happen is I can go to Temple. Oh, come on now. Go to all. And I'm refreshing it by wiping down the screen to refresh. There we go. Let's look at somebody. Let's take a look at somebody. Let's look at Viola Amos. I'm tapping on her face, on her pink silhouette, to see if there are any, there's no hints here. If there were hints next to her little pink face, there would be a little blue box with a white lines and square in it, and that would indicate that there were some things that needed to be added, some sources. The other thing that I can do is I can go to sources, and I can see this has attachments, and so does this, and the attachments have not all been added. So I can review the attachments, and I can see if maybe, see, here's Mary Rucker. I think maybe Mary Rucker was a housekeeper. So I'm getting out of there, and I'm dismissing that, because Mary Rucker is not a member of my family, so I'm not going to be adding that to her. Here's the 1880. Let's look at the attachments on Viola in the 1880. Ah, there's her mom. Now, you can see the pink check means that this record, this census record, has been applied to Viola Amos Bowers. The blue check marks mean that it has been applied to Dayton Bowers and to their son. Viola's mom, however, it has not been applied to her. So we're going to tap on Sarah Amos, and there's Sarah. And I don't know whether she was born in England or Alabama, but I do know. There, see, there we go. Now, normally in Ancestry, I would be putting Amos after Sarah's name in parentheses. And that would indicate to me that she doesn't have a maiden name, or that this is not her maiden name, it's her married name and everything. And that would be a good thing. In this setting, however, I don't do that. And the reason is that anybody who wants to take her to the temple and do temple work for her, those parentheses render the name null. And so she can't be taken to the temple. And I don't want to get anybody's way. So I don't do that. Now, if you're not LDS and you don't know what it means to take somebody to the temple, don't worry about it. Just know that that's a thing. I don't do Mrs. William or whatever we have her first name. And I can look at her. Ha, look at that now. She has a little blue circle with a white box and lines, right? That means that there are hints for her. That's the same function as hints are in Ancestry. So I'm going to tap on that little blue icon. And here we go. Here's Sarah Amos. And there's William, and there's Viola, and there's Mary Rucker. And that makes me wonder if maybe Mary Rucker is actually a relative, because she's shown up in a couple places. Interesting. Anyway, here we go. I'm tapping on compare. And I want to look at this. William. Okay, now this has been attached to somebody else. This is part of the work here. So I'm going to review, who was this attached to? Sarah Rucker. Ha ha! And let's look at Sarah Rucker. Spouse, parents, details. Okay, that's the deal. Okay, I need to merge these two possible duplicates. They are in fact duplicates, and here's the way that I can tell is that Sarah Rucker is listed as having died in DeWitt, Arkansas, and that is where Sarah Amos died. So Rucker is her maiden name, and so I'm tapping on the alphanumeric code. You can see LRZ1-3MG. I'm tapping on it, and you can see person ID. And now I'm back arrowing, and I'm back arrowing again. And I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to Sarah here. And I'm going to go to the triple dots at the top on the right, and I'm going to tap possible duplicates. And, oh, there's a second one. Interesting. Let's look at that merge. I don't know whether that's right or not, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to possible duplicates. I'm going to merge by ID, and I'm tapping and holding down to paste in the number that I pulled from Sarah Rucker. Okay. And now, here we go. I'm going to continue this merge. Okay. I think this is right. Knowing what I know about this family, I think this is right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say yes to this. I'm going to continue. I'm going to carry over the name and that and this. The rest of it, there's more records in this person who's the saved person and the person I'm deleting. I'm merging them. Continue. And this is a super cool thing that they've done recently. You can tap on any of these suggested reason statements and it will explain the reason for the merge. Now I'm going to say most vital information and relationships match. Some details contain minor conflicts. And I'm going to tap on merge. And bam, I have just merged two people. And that is very cool. I'm not worrying about this merge right now because I don't know enough about this to actually worry myself with that. So I'm going to go back. However, now it explains who that Rucker person was. Looks like it must be her niece. So let's look at sources. See this? I'm going to go to 1860, Mary Rucker. Here's William Amos. Okay. And we're going to go to go away. Sorry about that, folks. And principal, Mary Rucker. She was born in Louisiana in 1860, or in 1843, and she is a part of the family, but I don't know how. And the thing about this is that when you're in FamilySearch, if you don't know who somebody is, don't do anything about them. Nevertheless, I'm going to hit done. I'm going to leave. And what I've got left is you go back over to the hamburger menu and then to tasks. No, I'm going to show you my contributions. My contribution shows you how many things you've contributed to the tree in the past year. So I am now up to 873 since a couple minutes after the new year rang in, because that's what I did with my geeky night. I just worked in FamilySearch. Start the year as you mean to go on, right? This is what you can do in FamilySearch. And as I have done, if you don't feel comfortable with any particular record or with a particular person, don't work on them. Just step away, skip, go away, go find something else to do. But as you go to tasks and you start to work a person, then it will pull in their relatives. The next thing you know, you have more and more and more and more hints that you can add to the tree, that you can work and see if you can't do some good. And that's really important. These are all people who need to go to the temple. My gosh, I've got nothing to do. So I need to like cough up, oh, I hate it when this happens. Can I just say this right now? Question mark is not a name. Oh, mercy me. Let me look at this. Question mark? Do stop. Now the other alarm is going off. I have all these alarms that go off so that I'm sure I get to work, and I apologize for that. Oh, this is so annoying. This is probably Philip Schaff. Oh, this is so annoying. This is probably a Schaff. Okay, all of my phones are going off right now. Hang on just a second. Okay, they've stopped ringing. I apologize. Anyway, so this is annoying because question mark means nothing to me. And I want to see what the sources are. There are no sources added to this person. I have no idea whether this is right. It's extremely frustrating. Here is another thing that you can do, however. And this is the last thing I'll show you before I ring off. In this app, you can very, very quickly correct the format of dates and places. And all you have to do is tap. So for the birth, look at how ugly that is, right? That's ugly. That's ugly. No, we're not going to copy that. Well, okay, I copied it. I didn't mean to. It's ugly. All I have to do is tap on the birth field. Brings it up. And then all I have to do is tap on edit. I tap on the date, and it brings up, with a little calendar next to it, the standardized date. Bam, there you go. Same thing with the place of birth. Tap, brings it up. Holland, Netherlands. There you go. Save it. If you want to, you can say standardized format in the reasons why, but I don't even do that. That's just not even worth trouble. It's really obvious why I'm doing it, I think. So maybe that's bad form on me, but that's what I do. Anyway, so there are the things that you can do. You can work on things. You can clean things up. You can by looking at the details, see USA is actually not how things are done in here. It's the United States. And you can see that I'm the one who did it. So that means that it's something that I brought over from Ancestry. So all I have to do is go and edit. And I work really fast when I do this. It's just do it, do it, do it. And here too. After you've been doing it for a little while, the app slows down and you have to leave and then come back. But those are the things you can do. You can clean up formats, and that's like a really nice thing to do. Just clean up some formats. Or you can add records, or that's it. Oh, this isn't his mother. And the way to do that is to delete the relationship. Delete the relationship. Remove. I know for a fact that's not his mother. That's ridiculous. Again, you can go into the marriage and you can clean up the format. 2012. So many ugly things were done in 2012. Tap on edit. Do the date. Cumberland, 1769, was it? Yeah, so that's British colonial America. And in American work, respect the colonial dates. That's all you have to do. That's it. So you can do all kinds of nice things to clean stuff up. And you can add facts, and you can avoid making a mess if that's what you've been left with. So this is really very straightforward and very easy. And you can do it while you're watching TV. And I mean, how cool is that? So these are the apps. This is my family history section. These are the apps that I have. But Memories and Family Tree are the two apps that I use that pertain to FamilySearch. And I strongly suggest that you use them. So this has been some exclusive content for Patreon. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want something more from me, let me know what it is. I need to gear Patreon toward your wants and needs, okay? Thanks so much. I can't know what to do if you don't tell me. So great. Have a great day, great evening, whatever, and I'll be talking to you.